Good morning, everyone. Namaste. My name is Zanjan, and welcome to my den. So let's begin just waking up our bodies, noticing how we feel this morning. We'll begin with some gentle stretches. So first, coming into a standing position, rooting down through the feet. And notice as we pick up the toes and root the balls of the foot, the heel, the edge of the foot into the earth. Notice our foundation here. Then begin to notice, are the knees tight, hyperextended maybe? Maybe we can soften, but still energetically tightening the thighs, pulling them up, and drawing the energy all the way up to our navel point. And begin drawing the navel point in towards the spine. And as you do that, draw the breath upward, roll the shoulders back, and allow the arms to come alongside the body. Take a deep breath in. Feel the elongation of the spine as the crown of the head reaches up towards the heavens. And as you exhale, drawing that energy down, tuck the chin in slightly and send the energy all the way back down into the feet. Feel the earth support you. Feel grounded, feel connected. And begin taking these deep inhales, drawing the energy all the way up from the feet, from the earth, up into the belly, into that navel point. And then exhale completely, drawing it back down, letting it go. And maybe bringing a slight restriction to the back of the throat, creating an Ujjayi breath, a swirling of the breath that's audible, almost like an ocean sound in the back of the throat. And maybe bring some gentle movement here. Doing what feels natural to you. So I'm rolling the shoulders a little bit. Just starting to shrug off a little bit of tension that I might have accumulated this morning. And I'm alternating shoulders. So doing what feels right for you here as you're still continuing to take these deep breaths in. The feet are rooted firmly into the earth. So we're just bringing a little bit of motion into the shoulders. Maybe we start to bring a little bit more looseness here and start to rotate the hips slightly. Maybe tucking the chin in. Notice how the neck feels this morning. Taking this slow, mindful, and begin moving in any way that feels right for you. Notice where you're experiencing a little bit of tightness or tension, discomfort. And move into that place. Notice how far you feel it. Notice if you can feel how the shoulders and hips are connected. And start to bring a little movement into that. Now with the feet still rooted, we're going to inhale and circle up the arms, allowing our gaze to come up. Maybe even bringing the palms of the hands together and gazing at the thumbs if that's within your reach. If not, keep the arms open and the shoulders down away from the ears. Bring our hearts upward and maybe offer a little bit of gratitude for being able to practice here another day. Thank you for this breath, this opportunity, for this new day. Let's take another deep inhale, reaching upwards, and then let's exhale, the arms open to a T. Find our balance here. See if we can create this equal standing posture. Draw the shoulders back, really open up the heart. And then inhale, bring the palms upwards. And inhale, rising back up. Let's bring a little gentle movement to the hands, the wrists. And relax the shoulders. So reaching upwards, maybe even interlacing the fingers, and then drawing the breath up, feeling a stretch, maybe even a slight back bend. And then exhale the arms back to a T. Inhale the arms and hands back to heart center. Taking a slight bow. Checking back in with that gratitude. Developing an attitude of gratitude. No matter how hard life may seem, there's always something to be thankful for. Remain in that place. Count your blessings as if you would count each breath. So inhale, drawing that attitude of gratitude up. Maybe even bringing the corners of the mouth up for a smile, reaching upwards. And then exhale, let's forward fold. So we're going to just hinge at the waist here. And then once we come down halfway, soften the knees. Take a deep bend if you'd like. And exhale, folding down wherever you can. Maybe rooting down into the earth. Maybe holding opposing elbows or forearms. If it feels good to sway like a ragdoll. Or maybe root down and bend one knee and then the other. And then we can inhale, rise all the way back up. And again, interlace the fingers, reaching up. And as we exhale, let's draw that energy over towards the right. Still gazing upwards. Inhale back to center and then exhale towards the left. Inhale back to center, reach upwards and then exhale. Forward fold, let's swan dive here. Again, just hinging at the hips, soft knees, forward fold. Taking a few deep rounds of breath. Whatever feels right for you here. Just begin warming up the body. Notice how you feel. And then on an inhale, let's come up halfway. Hands come to shins or thighs. And we're going to keep a flat back, gazing forward at the front of the mat. Taking a liberty of a few rounds of breath here. Roll the shoulder blades back. Now on your next exhale, soften the knees and forward fold again. Inhale to flat back, lengthen. Exhale and fold with soft knees. Inhale, rising all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Checking back in with what you are grateful for. Remembering there's a blessing in every lesson. Now let's take an inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale and fold. Taking a big bend in the knees, let's root both hands down and inhale the right arm out and up. Gaze follows, opening up the heart. Exhale, returning the right hand back down to the earth. Let's inhale the left arm out and up. Gaze follows. Exhale, floating the left hand back down. Inhale, up halfway, flat back. Exhale with soft knees, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now let's step out towards the width of our mat. Toes pointed towards the corners. We'll inhale, circle the arms up, and as we bring the hands together and draw the hands to heart center, we're going to take a bend in the knees, coming down to our yogic squat, coming down just as far as we can, making sure that the back, the spine is still straight and long, the feet are still rooted. Maybe we can use our elbows, if that's available to us, to widen at the hips. Breathing deeply, finding our balance here. Now on an inhale, let's root the hands down and send the hips back up. Crown of the head reaches towards the earth. Feeling a nice long stretch. And then exhale, bringing the sit bones down as gracefully as possible onto the earth that supports us. And we'll roll forward, coming to hands and knees position. So coming into hands and knees position, we want to make sure that knees are directly below the hips, about hip distance apart. Wrists are directly below shoulders, fingertips are spread wide, index fingers point towards the front of our mat. Now begin tucking the tail in slightly and relaxing, softening in the elbows. Notice how this creates a little bit more flatness in the back. Feel the crown of the head reach towards the front of the room as our tails extend towards the back. Feel this pull, rooting down into the hands, feeling the connection. Now on an inhale, let's peek up, lifting the head and tail. Exhale, rounding the spine, just like a Halloween cat, pressing deep into our paws, arching our back. Inhale, peeking forward. And exhale and round. Now begin moving with your own breath, allowing the body to follow, taking what you need here. Moving in whatever way feels right for you. Tuning inward, noticing those subtleties of the body. Maybe peeking over your shoulder, wagging your tail, whatever feels right for you. Maybe touching the big toes together and pressing back to a child's pose. And then inhale, rising back up again. Just begin moving in any way that feels right for you. And we'll take one more round. And then coming back to center. Let's tuck the toes under and lift the hips up and back, coming into a downward dog. And on the exhale, coming back to our table. Inhale, peeking forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Taking a few rounds of these, begin just warming up here. Moving with your breath, being gentle with your body. And if this is too much for you, feel free to stay in table and move in any way that you need to. Maybe coming from a child's pose, Rising up into a table and then reaching up. So taking options here, exploring these poses, noticing what's right for your body. And feel free to take breaks, rest here. The important part is to connect with your body, connect with your mind, connect with your spirit. I am just a guide on this path. The greatest teacher is your breath, is your body. Listen. Honor yourself and what you need today. Now let's take one more round. And then we'll all meet in a child's pose. Let's make it a wide kneed child's pose. So extending the knees a little bit wider, touching the big toes together, reaching through the hands, bringing the forehead down to the earth. Taking a few deep breaths, resting here. Allowing the body to soften and relax. Now on your next breath, let's rise back up and come down onto our bellies. Hands come underneath shoulders. Tops of the feet are flat on the mat. On an inhale, we can rise up to a cobra or a baby cobra. Drawing the gaze upwards. Taking a few deep rounds of breath. See if you can soften here. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. And now on your next inhale, let's press back to that child's pose again. And taking a couple more rounds of breath. Now on our next inhale, slowly rising back up, we're going to meet in a seated position. So coming into an easy seat, whatever that easy seat looks like for you, either legs crossed or legs extended. We're just going to reconnect here for a moment. Notice how we feel. Notice if we feel a little bit looser than when we began. Maybe draw the chin in towards the chest. Notice the length of the spine. Inhale, drawing the chin upwards. Notice the length of the throat. Exhale, coming back to a neutral spine. Taking a deep inhale, and then on the exhale, slowly drawing the chin towards the right shoulder. And perhaps allowing the eyes to stretch all the way towards the back of the room, as if we could gaze behind ourselves. Take a few deep rounds of breath here and notice how far you feel the stretch. Inhaling back to center. And exhale, shifting the chin now towards the left shoulder. Allow the eyes to wrap all the way behind ourselves. And inhaling back to center. Sitting up nice and tall, drawing the shoulders back. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale and fold. Allow the arms to come down wherever they can, and just melt the heart down towards the earth. Maybe gently rocking side to side, exploring this pose, whatever feels right for you. Maybe walking the hands to one corner of the mat and then the other. Just gently allowing the body to settle here. And inhale, slowly rising back up. Walk the hands back, place them behind, and inhale, lifting through the heart. Exhaling back to center. If the legs are crossed, let's switch them out. So we have a nice even stretch. And then we can inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Again, exploring this pose, bringing some gentle movement if that feels right for you. Allowing the tissues of the body to soften and begin to relax. Letting everything go. The body accumulates a lot of tension and stickiness, a lot of stiffness while we sleep. Being in the same position for quite a number of hours, depending on how much sleep you get at night. So just bringing some gentle movements to help loosen those tissues and wake up the body gently. And then on our next inhale, rising back up, walking the hands back, placing them behind. Inhale, lifting through the heart. Exhaling back to center. Stretching out the legs now. Let's flex the feet back so that the toes are coming towards our heart, sitting up nice and tall. And then let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, draw the elbows in. So taking a bend in the elbows. And then reach the heart forward before extending the arms. Notice how far you can reach. Keep the back straight and long, keeping that integrity of the spine. Now, maybe taking a bend in the knees to bring the feet closer so we can take our bind. And then press through the heels. And then use your elbows to reach the heart a little bit closer as you gaze towards the big toes. So keep reaching through the heels and then pulling your heart closer with your elbows. Feel the length of the hamstrings, gaze at the big toes, keeping the integrity of the spine here. The spine is straight and long. Breathing deeply. Now on your next inhale, slowly rising up, we can place the hands behind, pointing the toes, and inhale, lift the hips, allow the neck to roll back. Exhale the hips back down to the earth. Now setting up for Navasana or boat pose, bring a bend into the knees, heels come in towards the seat. We're going to find our balance here. So finding our balance, maybe we can extend the legs, gazing at the big toes. Maybe we keep a bend in the knees. Maybe you're already feeling it in the core. So take what you can, where you can. Maybe we can reach the arms alongside the body. Maybe hug in the knees a little bit to take a little pressure off if needed. Keep the shoulders back, the heart is lifted. Breathe deeply. One more deep round of breath. Maybe we can lift a little bit higher. And then exhale, drawing it back in. Let's lift up our seat. And then let ourselves go, bumping down into the earth. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, reach through the toes. Allow the arms to come up if you can. Draw the shoulders back. Reach through the heart. Gaze at the big toes. Breathe deeply. Don't hold your breath here. Take deep breaths in. Reach a little higher. And then exhale, cross the legs in, lift yourself up off of the earth, and bump down. If lotus is in your practice, you can take a full lotus, lift yourself up, and bump down. So have fun with this. We're starting to wake up our digestive systems now. So taking a twist, extending the legs long, taking the right leg over the left. We can keep the left leg extended with toes pointing back towards us, or we can take a bend in the left knee. Now we want to make sure that both sit bones are supported by the earth and the right foot is also flat and stabilized. If you're not stable in your foundation, come back to a place that allows you to be. So you can even keep the right foot on the inside of the left leg. So finding a place that is comfortable for you. And when you're there, we're going to bring the right hand around, just propping up on our fingertips so we can sit up nice and tall, making sure to avoid dumping our weight into the right hand. So sitting up nice and tall, inhale the left arm up, gaze follows. Exhale, twist towards the right, gazing over the right shoulder, maybe hooking the left elbow outside of the right knee, or maybe even hugging it in for a deeper twist. Breathing deeply, take a few deep rounds of breath. Feel the strength of this posture, but allow the muscles and the tissues to soften and relax, finding that balance. Now on your next inhale, let's slowly come back to center, and exhale, counter twist towards the left. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, release. Extend the legs long, maybe point, flex the feet. Taking some gentle movements, whatever you need here. Then we're going to take this on the opposite side, drawing in the right foot. And then maybe crossing the left foot over, or keeping the right foot extended and crossing the left foot over, or keeping it on the inside of the right leg. So finding the pose that works for you, making sure that both sit bones are rooted and supported, the foot is flat and rooted and supported, always making sure that we have a firm foundation in all of our positions of our practice. Making sure that all of these poses are completely customizable just for you and your body, because every body is different and every side of the body is different. So notice how this posture might feel different on this side than it did on your last side. And know that that's just where you are this morning, and that's okay. So we're going to bring the left hand around towards the back, just propping up on our fingertips. Inhale, the right arm up, gaze follows. Exhale, twist towards the left, gazing over the left shoulder, hooking the right elbow outside of the left knee, or maybe even hugging that left knee in. Feeling the strength of this pose, the integrity of the spine, breathing deeply, and allow the muscles to soften and relax. Notice where you feel this. Now on your next inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, counter twist towards the right. And then inhale back to center and release. We're going to stretch out the legs. Point flex the feet. Maybe give your knees a little massage. Taking whatever you need here. And then we're going to come down onto our backs. Hug the knees in for a big squeeze. Maybe rock side to side for a little massage. And then releasing the knees, allowing the hands to come alongside the body. Maybe even bringing the hands underneath the sit bones, underneath the hips for a little extra support. We're going to bring the feet up towards the sky. Now point the toes and feel the stretch along the front of the legs. And then draw the toes towards the heart and feel the stretch through the heel along the back of the legs. And just keep pointing and flexing mindfully here. Notice the difference. Maybe even alternating. Then coming into stillness, allowing the knees to be soft. The ankles are soft. Maybe rotate the ankles. Wiggle the toes. Taking some gentle movements here, maybe bicycling the knees and the legs. And then coming back to stillness, let's take a deep inhale, point the toes, and then exhale, slowly lower the legs down so they're floating just a few inches above the earth. Engage the core here. Draw the navel in towards the spine to protect the low back. And then inhale, lift the legs back up. And exhale, slowly lower back down. Let's do this 3 more times. So inhale, drawing the legs up. Exhale, slowly lowering them back down. Engaging the core. And then when you reach your 3rd inhale, drawing them back up, relax the knees, soften the belly, release your hands, draw your knees back in for another big squeeze, rock side to side for a little massage. And then inhale, the arms open to a T, or maybe even bring the arms into cactus arms or field goal arms, taking a bend in the elbows. And then exhale the knees towards the right. Keep the shoulders rooted. If the neck allows, turn your gaze towards the left fingertips. Allow the hips and knees to be soft. Breathing deeply, allowing everything to relax, any tension that might still be remaining, letting it go into the earth that supports you. And then on your next inhale, drawing the knees back to center, and exhale, shifting them towards the left. Bringing your gaze now over the right fingertips if the neck allows. Allowing everything to soften, releasing back into the earth. letting it go. Inhale the knees back to center, hugging the knees in for another big squeeze. Taking a deep breath in, squeeze the knees, squeeze everything, hold the breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, releasing it all now, allowing the heels of the feet to come towards the corners of the mat. Arms alongside the body, tucking the shoulder blades underneath, lifting through the heart. Setting up for our final pose this morning, Shavasana, reminding us to be still so that we can assimilate our practice. If the low back is sore or tender, we can take a bend in the knees, take a little pressure off. The palms of the hands can be face up as a gesture of receptivity, or even face down for a little extra support and groundedness. Letting everything go. Letting go of the breath. Letting go of the body. Letting go of the mind. Letting it all go now. And allowing this time for deep rest and restoration. Please enjoy your rest. gently awakening. Bringing gentle motion to the fingers. Wiggling the toes. Rocking the head side to side. Taking a deep inhale, stretching the arms overhead. Reaching through the toes. Feel the length of the body, and then inhale, hug the knees back in for another big squeeze. And then rolling over to your favorite side in the fetal position to symbolize rebirth. Pausing here to remember that every new day, every new moment, and every new breath is a new chance to start again. Be kind to yourself and share that kindness with others. Now when you're ready, taking your time to slowly rise up, we'll meet in a seated position to close our practice. Inhale, circling the arms up. Our hearts are lifted, our gaze is raised, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for being able to practice another day. Taking a deep inhale, reaching upwards, and then exhaling, palms together and in towards heart center. Taking a slight bow towards your own inner light, acknowledge the efforts of your practice here today. For it is constant practice. Thank you all for showing up and allowing me to practice with you. The light within me honors and reflects the light that is within you, for they are one and the same. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Stay well.